I'm going to give you 4 key supplements to help you run faster, and we're going to start right now. What's up, everybody? I'm Dave Miller from GarageStrength.com, and if you're interested in anything related to sports performance, getting stronger, being more explosive, becoming a better athlete, make sure you comment down below, hit that notification bell, and be aware that every piece of content that we put out is going to be an educational piece to help you reach your performance goals. So we get asked the question all the time, Dane, Johnny's 40 isn't fast enough. Is there something that we can take to increase his 40 time? He's not quick enough off the line. He hasn't been doing X, Y, or Z when we're doing our speed sessions. Is there something that we can take? Is there some supplement that we can take to increase his speed? And first, we've got to answer, hey, Johnny's got to start to show up more than once or twice a week. He's got to show up 4 or 5 days a week for 6 to 7 to 8 months. It's not all about what supplement can you take. It's about changing his work ethic so he can understand what goes into speed. And that's where we've got to start. If we're going to talk about supplements to increase your speed, we've got to dive first into what are the key elements behind speed-based training. We've got to master the start. You need to be explosive. You need to be strong to come out of the start position. You've got to have good mobility. Then as we get through that drive phase, we've got to be able to push a lot with our glutes, a lot with our quads so that we're fast through that drive phase. And once we get out of the drive phase, now we're heading into maximal mechanics. We've got to be able to hold good trunk stability, an upright posture, and have good technique. So a lot of aspects go into speed, but when we break down those 3 key elements, that's when we can start to figure out what are the best supplements that we need to take to increase our speed. So to start off, I'm going to rank in the 4th, 3rd, 2nd, and I'm going to leave that first spot at the end for what I think is the best supplement to take. We're going to leave that at the end for increasing speed. So in that number 4 spot, we got the combination of beta-alanine and caffeine. So we know that caffeine can lead to greater levels of dopamine. We know that it can increase our nervous system excitability, and when that happens, we can function at a little bit higher rate than otherwise would be occurring. And we pair that with beta-alanine. If we're taking about 5 grams of beta-alanine, 250 to 300 milligrams of caffeine, as long as you're over the age of 18. Now all of a sudden, beta-alanine is a lactic acid buffer. We can get a little bit more volume, a little bit longer, 200, 300 meter runs. If we want to get that, we can get more volume at 50 meters, 60 meter runs if we're going to try and increase our drive phase, our maximal mechanics. These are 2 great supplements that you can take to improve your speed-based training. Coming in hot at that number 3 spot, we got collagen with vitamin C. Okay, both of these are very anti-inflammatory. Both of them are going to help with recovery. If we're taking vitamin C with our collagen, it's going to help our body utilize the collagen a little bit more effectively. I recommend anywhere from 20 to 30 grams a day, about 500 milligrams or a gram of vitamin C throughout the day. Typically, liposomal vitamin C will help aid with collagen absorption the most. But when we're training for speed, we've got to be strong because we're going to be working through the start and the drive phase. There's going to be a lot of stress on the joints when we're working in speed-based training. Having an anti-inflammatory like collagen or vitamin C is going to help us with our recovery and ultimately help us get a little bit faster. Coming in at that number 2 spot, we got whey protein. If you have a dairy allergy, don't use whey protein, use beef protein. Even some plant proteins are going to be good. Try to find any type of protein that's a complete protein if you can't take whey. Otherwise, utilize whey. I recommend that throughout the day, we get about a gram of protein per pound of body weight. So if you weigh 200 pounds, try to get 200 grams of protein at least. And when we're talking about speed-based training, you got to do strength work, you've got to do technique work, you've got to do running work, and now all of a sudden that's a lot of stress. If we're on a high protein diet, it's going to increase our muscle mass, it's going to help us with recovery, and we're going to be feeling better on a day-to-day basis based off of our volume, based off of our nutrition. I recommend about 60 to 90 grams of whey protein per day if you're dairy tolerant. Make sure you're dairy tolerant. It's one of the best supplements out there. It's incredible for improving your lean muscle mass composition. Coming in at that number 1 spot for speed-based training, what's the best supplement that we can take? It is creatine. And I can hear the grumbling right now behind the camera. Everybody's sitting there going, I thought creatine makes us have cramps. I thought that helped us retain water. And here's what we got to understand. It doesn't cause cramping. In fact, there's been research that has shown that there's been less cramps with people who are taking creatine. So we need to throw out the 90s anecdotal data and recognize that in the mid 2000s to 2020, there is so much information that has been released regarding creatine, even to the point in March of 2020, there's been a huge release from Scott Forbes, Darren Kandel about how MMA fighters have even greater striking capabilities when they're on creatine because the cognitive effects of creatine. They have stronger punching ability. They have more power output because of what creatine does. And so as far as speed is concerned, creatine can really, really help with force production. So that's when we're talking about coming out of that start position. It can help with power output. Think about that drive phase. It can help increase recovery on a daily basis. It is the best supplement that you can possibly take. I believe that everybody who is working in the speed-based realm should be taking creatine. I recommend 0.1 grams per kilo of body weight. A real simple rule of thumb, if you weigh 220 pounds or more, take about 10 grams or more. If you weigh less than 220 pounds, take 5 to 8 grams, somewhere in that realm. And you can take it on a daily basis, pre or post workout. I like to take it post workout based off of my interviews with Scott Forbes, one of the world's most renowned creatine researchers. Scott Forbes recommends taking it with protein as well because it can help with absorption. But at the end of the day, creatine comes in as number one. So utilize these supplements. If you're interested, head over to earthfedmuscle.com. I've owned this supplement company since 2014. We've got German creatine, we've got grass-fed whey protein, we've got collagen known as Keystone, and we've got beta-alanine and caffeine in a formula, pre-workout formula that I created in 2014 known as Stampede. We have created all these formulas because of the athletes that train on site here at Garage Strength. We had to make sure that they're getting the best, the cleanest supplement products possible so that they can pass all their tests for USADA, all their tests for WADA, and that they are utilizing legal based supplements that are the highest quality that you can possibly get. If you need something to help with your speed-based production, head over to GarageStrength.com. You can pick up the How to Get Faster 12-week training program. Check out this next video if you want to have more information on speed-based training. Peace.